Hi, I'm LaMonique, and I'm a writer and a producer. This year, I have made the decision to tackle some big lifetime goals that I've had. I basically was like, if I succeed, wonderful. For me, for the world, it'd be great. And if I fail, nobody will really know except for me and God. Even if other people know, so what? At least I tried, right? So the first thing that I did this year was I wrote a book, Shift Essays from a Woman in Progress. You should pick it up. I'll put the link in the description. But in a nutshell, that book is a compilation of essays that I wrote when I was a journalist for my local paper a few years back. And I added some new essays in there as well and a new introduction and turned it into a book. It's been doing really well. And that was my first big goal of the year. The second goal was to start my own production company. And at first, I thought I was going to start it fairly small and just maybe do a little something here and there. But I realized that if I was going to do it, I had to do it full force. So I left my job and I started Center Creative, which is a multimedia production and consulting company that amplifies historically muted and ignored voices. Every piece of work that I do, every project that I tackle, every client that I take on works to support that mission and that mission only. Because I started this not necessarily just like on a wing and a prayer, definitely with prayer. But I did start this having some support and some resources. And for that, I'm truly thankful. But I also started it fairly quickly. We just hit the ground running. So, one thing that I realized I needed was a space. I need a space to work, a studio space, just something to get me through the next 12 months. Because after that, I hope to be in a position to do something a little different. But what kind of space could I get to just hold me over that's not in my house? Because if your house is anything like my house, it's hard to work in there. It's people and a dog and things just happening all the time. I came up with my storage shed. And if you see it, it's not the most beautiful. It's actually disgusting and it's smelly and the bugs were biting me really badly while I was in there. There's a lot of work to be done, but there's also some pretty pieces to it. I really like the doorknobs and I like the window. I like that it has cabinets and it has some shelving and it's wired. So while it does need a ton of work, and I'm going to take you through that process with me, it has good bones. And I think that we can turn it into something beautiful because ooh, I'm starting from zero with this. And I want to be clear and honest about what I mean by starting from zero. That means that right now, my company and the work that I'm doing, other than the projects that I've already completed and the ones that are in progress, are more idea than anything else. And we are working to turn ideas into actual art, into actual work, and into actual content that I can show you guys and that hopefully you'll support and be down to participate in recommending it to your friends or sending in critiques so I can get better. All of those things. I'm down for absolutely all of it. But when I say I'm starting from zero, I'm not starting from scratch. And I want to be as honest and clear about that as I can, because I don't want anyone to think that, hey, you can just wake up one day and just do something crazy. Even though you can, but for me, this took a lot of work and it took a lot of time and it took a lot of effort. I'm sitting right now on a balcony in Nice, of all places, getting ready to do one of the biggest projects of my life. And this definitely did not happen by accident. It took a lot of time. It took a lot of knowing the right people in the right places to be able to do something like this. And that's because of the work that I've done previously as both a writer and a producer, and some of the people that I've worked for. It's a fun ride. It's a fun ride. And I'm grateful for all of those experiences. I'm really thankful that all of those people trusted me enough to let me work with them and found value in the work that I did. And now it's time for me to take that work and to take that experience and pour into myself and pour into a mission that I think is vitally important. I'm excited to get started. I'm excited to start this YouTube journey, and you'll have to forgive me. I am very used to being behind the camera. Getting in front of the camera is going to take some time, definitely some getting used to, but we're going to make it do what it do, right? And it'll be a lot of fun. I know it'll be a lot of fun. But I'll tell you why I decided to start the YouTube channel in the first place. I went looking specifically for Black women producers on YouTube because I was getting ready to get started with this journey. I was like, has anybody like taken us through the process? Because I want to see, is there a blueprint that's out there already? And I didn't really find what I was looking for. So I decided to start my own YouTube channel. And you'll see, I have some things that I played around with previously, but I've never really taken YouTube seriously. And I decided that I would take it more seriously and turn this into regular content to show the process. And here's why I think it's important enough for me to do that, that I would move from behind the camera to in front of it to do. I'm tired of being the only one. Just as simple as that. I'm tired. I'm tired of being the only Black face and to have to be the voice of every Black person in the diaspora. I am tired of being the only woman in the room. I am tired of being the only Black woman in the room. I am tired of being the only person who went to an HBCU in a room. I am very tired of being the only single parent in the room. And by single parent, I know there are a lot of different kinds of single parents, but I'm the kind of single parent who had my kid while I was in college and he sat on my lap while I was doing exams. Kind of single parent. And I know that there are extraordinarily talented people out here whose stories look a little more like mine, or whose stories are vastly different than mine and vastly different than anybody else who's in that room. And what Michelle Obama said is really true. When you get into those rooms, you realize that those people are not any smarter than you are. They're just not. They're just doing it. It's really the only difference. They're just doing it. And because they're doing it, they're finding financing for it. That's not to say if you do it, you absolutely will find financing. You got to search for it and you got to work for it. But the reason that they can get financed and the reason that they do have money to do the work that they want to do and the work that sometimes we like have been hoping that we would do is because they're actually doing it. One of the things that my sister friends and the people in my circle who have been successful at things and who are now trying new things and who are like diving down this world of entrepreneurship, the one thing that we all say, and that when we compare notes about these rooms, is that these people are flying the plane while they build it. And that is very true. They don't wait for everything to be perfect. They don't wait until they have all the right equipment. They don't wait until they don't even wait until they have all the money together. They can have a portion of it and just get started. And we need to take note, take heed, do that for ourselves. So here I am, flying the plane while I build it. You're going to go on this journey with me. I know this is not going to be perfect, and none of my stuff is going to be perfect. And I'm really having to be okay with that, because I think we really set ourselves up for failure when we wait until we have it all together. Please don't wait until you have it all together, because you may never start. I am begging you. Just get started. I'm just getting started. And I'll see you next time. And we'll clean up my crazy, messy, ridiculous shed together. I'll show you the process. And in a couple weeks, I'll be able to show you what I've been working on here in France. And I'm really excited to show you, because it's going to be great. See you later. Oh, what's the thing I'm supposed to do? Hey, like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell a friend. See you next time.